Folks, and welcome to Rauta's Assassin's Creed Shadows stream. I would estimate that today we'll do a stream of an hour or 90 minutes, roughly, give or take. And naturally, I'll continue with the. I'll continue from where I left off yesterday. I meant to say. So let's see about this area, if this is something that might pique my interest.
Smiling face with sunglasses.
Howdy ho, Dixon. You just entered the stream here. Obviously, I'm figuring out, could this be one of the Ronin missions I'm supposed to have? Let me see. Because this kind of looks like a possibility of this stuff. This is southern burnt buildings. Burnt buildings southwest could really be around this area. And yes, it's exactly what I was hoping to find. And this is how you assassinate it perfectly, just with explosions. So it went just exactly how I wanted it to be. Hey, can't blame men for trying, right? So it was exactly as hoped to be. So let's get the loot here and head to the next mission, obviously. So people who have been following these streams here and there probably know where I'm roughly going, meaning around 10 hours in the game. So still quite early on with everything. Jesus, Kung Fu! Damn straight! Which actually reminds me, today I was checking out some Kung Fu movie streaming possibilities. Because those who know already a little bit of my past and all that stuff know that I used to practice Kung Fu for many years. Hello, Tia. How are you doing, madam? Nice to have you here once again. So, let's take a look at these mastery points I just got with the level up. Okay, it's 4. I need 5 for the next interesting update, but I think I can now wear a new sword. These are roughly the same quality. So let's equip this bastard and also now we have it, and let's pick up the next objective, which I had already in my mind. I'll just have to find it, and here it is.
Why do kickboxing, the brain-dead cousin of kung fu?
Well, kickboxing is a nice sport. One can be proud of doing martial arts like that. So that's great stuff. I mean, if you would ask me, I would say that the okay, new Kakurega or in. I think I will visit this place. So as I was saying, if you would ask me, I would say martial arts are some of the smartest and some of the most useful ways to do any kind of sports. I'm gonna unlock this one because I have 7,000. It costs just like, I don't know, 800, because these fast travel points are very, very useful. So in my opinion, I mean,
Finished a late evening at work. Need to earn some cash for fast euro banknote.
well, that's a smart move. Definitely good idea to earn some cash, since the festival is happening. Okay, this wants to fight. I think some kind of a fight is about to happen.
It's a full training no matter the martial art.
So I taught this guy a lesson. But yeah, I mean, there's so many, all sports basically are good for the mind and body. But at least martial arts give you like a little bit of edge in case something happens to you. But it also boosts one's, you know, how to say, confidence. So there's always that. And, you know, confidence rarely hurts people. Obviously, you can be overconfident and let your ego take the bad side of you, but unless we are really talking about some kind of a stupid stuff like that, you know, it's always a good idea to have some confidence and skills to defend yourself and your, you know, closest ones, dear ones, whatever.
Small borderline between high confidence and arrogance.
Very well said, Jesus Kung Fu. I totally agree. You can be very high confidence without being arrogant, but it's a slippery slope for sure. Alright, I'm gonna sell a few useless items here. So you have to see me doing shopping, the role playing for a little bit, and then we will move on to the next mission. But yeah, indeed, I mean, of course, all kind of gym training is good. You get stronger and all, learn a lot about your controlling your body and all that stuff. However, if I would still say martial arts are in general, like the overall thing, a little bit better. That's just obviously my opinion. Everybody feel free to disagree.
Just finished the last part and here is the next top.
Yes, Asuke, nice timing for that. I mean, this is just like next level. I think I'm gonna just buy this one.
They are somehow really relaxing.
That's good to hear, Asuke. Of course, it's very, very nice if you find these sessions cool and fun. I mean, I hope to make these gaming streams so that people can enjoy a little bit of their time while they're not doing maybe something more important. So I hope to give you a reason to just, talk to me, ask questions, and stuff like that.
Nothing beats masturbating.
Well, Armandic, I think that's very true that, masturbation is very healthy for people, but it hardly counts as a sport. Or I don't know if you're a pro level masturbator. I mean, what do I know? But I wouldn't call it sport. Relaxing, sure. But sport masturbation, that's something I haven't heard before. The added bonus thing with masturbation is obviously it pisses off religious people. So,
You are
yeah.
going to Olympics soon.
Well, that's good for you, Arman Dick. I mean, yeah, go for it. Go Tiger. All right, been now scouting this area for a little bit, and I'm like, okay, did I forget to check out something? Hmm. Okay, this
Smiling
looks
face
better.
with sunglasses.
I mean, every guy basically, masturbates. That's no secret. So it's just, I find it, like a double standard when people say like, no, you don't do it
Helpful
when you're
time to cough.
helvetin lähellä takkaa. That's very close to the fireplace. How did you end up learning that one, mate? Oh yeah, this is storage place. I don't need anything from the storage. So let's just.
You were saying something about double standards.
Oh yeah, double standards. Thanks for reminding me because of course that um when I'm just like playing the game, I'm all about like focusing on the stuff. So I mean, it's double standards for like these people. Like, I mean, it's healthy, to masturbate. Just take care of your body, and probably makes you a better bed companion to your loved one, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, who the fuck. And yet they're kind of like denying it because God forbids you to fucking touch yourself. I mean, that's bullshit. That's a load of bullshit. So they
No
are kind of
finish
a
can
double
calm
standard.
me.
Oh, Finnish friend teaching you to it's too fucking close to the fireplace. I hope it will be useful for you someday. I
Learn
guess.
Finnish from impaled rectum.
Impel rectum. All right, man. Okay, so now I'm trying to figure out what was the retrieve the kanjashi. So we're now gonna go to the church of Takachuki. Mind you, there are some Christians we need to kick ass. I guess. Northern Itsumi Setsu. Are we around Northern Itsumi Setsu? I guess not. I mean, this is technically speaking Itsumi Setsu, but there are lots of areas which I haven't, traveled to. So Who knows? Maybe it's here. All right, but I want to just check out these places which I haven't yet visited because they might be actually useful for me in terms of doing quests and all that stuff. So you will see me running around a bit, but then
Saw the
again, that
second movie last week, doesn't need the first.
oh, you mean the heavy trip movie? I guess you're talking about that one, right? Honestly, I haven't still seen neither of them, and even my Norwegian friends were like asking, like, "Hey, haven't have you seen the movie?" And I'm like, "Sorry, man, I haven't." I mean, I will when it's available in some.
Hey Rauta,
Uh,
you have a favorite AC game?
I will watch the heavy trip movie when I just like when it's on some streaming services that I have. What is my favorite AC game? Now I haven't played most of them, in case you didn't know. So I don't know which one would be my favorite. At the moment, I feel like this could be it. But I mean, I guess I'm a little bit biased to say this one because I'm playing it so far. I mean, I loved Assassin's Creed Valhalla so much because it was about, you know, Vikings and Viking mythology and stuff like that. And obviously, as a Nordic
AC
person,
game's the best.
I've loved, Nordic and Viking tales since I was a very, very little boy. Now, also the gameplay was to me fantastic. I started with the very first Assassin's Creed game when it was released, I don't know, 20 years ago, something like that. And I liked it for a bit, but then I get annoyed with the game mechanics and left the game unfinished. Then I didn't even go to Assassin's Creed 2, but due to my work, I got a little bit of test of Assassin's Creed 3, 4, something like that. But I didn't really like have the games. I mean, I probably had a copy, but I didn't really play them
Not
because
the
I'm
latest
always
or
having too many
anything, but
games.
it is pretty cringe sometimes. But if you ignore that those bastards did a good job, it was a really good comedy.
Pradesh, nice to hear. I mean, everybody has been saying that heavy trip movies are like fun, and I don't mind if they're cringe because I mean I love cringe. Cringe is the kind of favorite comedy if I feel like a little bit burning sensation due to things being cringe. Well, then it's just definitely my kind of thing. But about Assassin's Creed games, so I had a little bit testing, but not too much, like properly playing games like Assassin's Creed 3 and 4 and that kind of stuff. But for some reason, I never properly played them. I mean, I guess I just have too many games in my backlog and all that stuff. But when Assassin's Creed Valhalla finally, you know, was released, I knew I just had to play the fucking game, and I loved it. So that obviously became my first real Assassin's Creed game that I had been playing like true, finishing the story and all that stuff. So obviously it was the game I would compare the other Assassin's Creed games as such. Assassin's Creed Mirage was nice, but not that great. But this is probably my favorite because I'm the kid who, grew up in the 80s. So obviously I grew up with martial arts movies, ninja movies in particular. So now that we have the actual ninja as a main character, obviously it's fantastic. And of course I'm fascinated by Asian cultures and history like Japan, China, etc. So, and this is the most beautiful in terms of graphics and all. So obviously this is the game I've been enjoying the most so much so far. But yeah, now I definitely feel like I should be going back to some of the older Assassin's Creed game at some point when I do have the time, and I do have a few of them in my gaming collection.
Skyrim
So
is also good.
yeah, but Skyrim isn't Assassin's Creed. But I played Skyrim when it was out. What it was 2010, 2011, something like that. I remember I played it a lot. then I had much more time to. Where does this Itsumi Setsu even end? Either way, I had a lot more time to play. Oh, it could be really this north. Fuck, this is a big area. Oh, Takatsuki! It's that far. Fine, we'll go there then. Okay, let's mark it on the map. Now I don't really even have to find it, but I will just wander through these areas so I will have them marked on my map. So as I was saying, I liked Skyrim quite a bit when it came out, but it became quite boring. I mean, the storyline was stupid, and to me it seemed like there is like 2 voice actors in the whole fucking game. It was supposed to be this massive, great Nordic role-playing game in a vast open world and all that stuff. Basically it was, but I'll be honest with you, it felt so much like boring at certain parts of the whole fucking game. What is this village?
It is better with mods on.
I bet it's way better with mods, but mind you, this was before the mods were out. This was when I was playing it on Xbox, actually. Xbox 360. So once I had finished, I had no intentions to... well, I'm constantly going to the wrong direction. So I had no intention to, you know, replay the game. I mean, it was fun, but at the same time... But at the same time, it felt like poor man's World of Warcraft. Oh no, I moved. I could have been scouting these nice piggies. I moved way too hastily because there's this, I don't know if you know, but in this game, if you know, kind of stalk the wild animals, you can actually kind of draw them. And where is this dude going to? Still this.
Try Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Yeah, I might actually like the Kingdom Come game. But yeah, like I said, you know, the Skyrim felt like, in a way, like poor man's World of Warcraft, which I had been playing a lot back in the days. Maybe I don't really need to go to that mountain area. I can always go back there later on. So to me, Skyrim didn't really make that big of an impact. Hadn't I been playing World of Warcraft for quite some time, I could have enjoyed Skyrim more. But, you know, Skyrim just pales in comparison. Oh, okay, there's a camp. So Skyrim pales in comparison to World of Warcraft, which was just way more fun, better. Okay. Hey, what happened to my missions? Oh, they're right there. Cool. And why I didn't use these fucking fast travel options. A castle. There was this oil trading mission. I could use the scouts, really. So let's visit this part. So as I was saying, because World of Warcraft was so much more massive and in general just greater, Skyrim felt a little bit like empty, like diluted version of World of Warcraft. So yeah, it was fun, but nothing too great in my opinion. Hey, horsey McHorse. Let's get the hell out of here. Okay, this place is filled with cards. So either way, but Kingdom Come Deliverance seemed like a game I could enjoy. The first one felt, based on reviews and all that stuff, like, nah, maybe not my cup of tea really. But this new Kingdom Come felt like I could probably enjoy it a lot. See, let's try to explode these motherfuckers. Boom. That's how you kill a bunch of enemies. Just like that. Whoa, this guy is fierce. Now I have way too many enemies. Okay, let's run and try to assassinate them later on. I'm not gonna fight this many guys at once. Especially when they have like ranged weapons.
Why are Finns the happiest in Europe?
Why are Finns the happiest in Europe? I have a great theory. First of all, Finland has most metal bands per capita, right? That's one good reason. Second of all, we are the most coffee drinking people per capita also. So we drink a lot of good coffee, also bad coffee, and we have most metal bands. And as the third point, we have lots of saunas. And sauna culture, my friends, that is something awesome. That is great. One of the best things in life, sauna. So we have perfect bathing culture basically, and then we have these good amount of bands and lots of coffee. So that's my theory anyway.
I thought it was because of the racism statistics.
I don't know what racism statistics you were talking about, so I have no idea. But no, it's about coffee, metal bands, and sauna, of course.
It was a joke. I saw that Finns are the most racist in Europe and the happiest, and people made a correlation of these two.
Oh, okay. Now I get it. Now I get it. Yeah, but I don't know if Finland is that racist. But then again, I don't know. Maybe I just don't know. It's totally possible that I'm utterly clueless. Now I need more throwing knives for sure. But I guess I can just assassinate these bitches like that. But yeah, really, I believe that coffee and, metal bands that make you a happy motherfucker. And this is why I came here, to attack these resources so my scouts can...
I live the life, so I think your theory is real.
Well, yeah, that's true. Summer guy lives here. Or at least used to. Okay, now we have this one elite guy. But do we have some other ones here who are trying to bother my business? Basically, I don't need to kill this elite guy now that I'm just stealing stealing the loot here. Okay, now let's kill this dude like...
Yo, Rauta, I saw some Finnish hockey player making news here in NHL. He took his team to playoffs. Guy called Mikko Rantanen. Do you hear a thing?
Sorry, I missed pretty much the whole comment due to this fight I'm having with this bitch here. Oops! And he's gonna kill me! He's gonna kill me! Oh no! Okay, let's let it slide. I'm not gonna lose my treasures because of this elite guy. So... Piss off, elite warrior. And bye. I'm not gonna die because of you. I mean, he has so low health bar, but so do I. And this guy was healing himself. So I'm like, yes, bye. Live another day and all.
What's your favorite interview?
Pizza Pizzina Frana, what's my favorite interview? That's a really, really hard question because, you know, there are lots of favorite ones. Inquisition is one. Zemiel is another one with the Absu guy. Now the Anal Nathrak one, because we did a very, very long and deep one. I think that's also one of my favorite ones. They are probably something that I'm just forgetting, like which I can't just instantaneously remember, but at least those few ones. Deadheim's card is definitely one of my favorite ones. So, there are plenty. But sorry about the NFL comment. That totally passed me because, you know, I was just, you know, having this fight. Okay, let's try to...
The interview with Eric seemed cool too.
Oh yeah, that Vatine interview. That's true. That is actually one of my favorite ones. Because he was not, you know, holding back his words. And he was strong in opinions and all that stuff. And the Tom G Warrior a couple of years ago. Hello, KS Goat.
西大阪のあちこちの木に折り紙の蝶が隠してある。それを見つけてここに持っておいで。全部見つけたらいいものをあげるよ。
What the hell did I sign up for?
In NHL, Finnish hockey player made headlines for taking his team to playoffs, wondering if it's news there also.
Ah, okay, yeah. Well, in NFL, sorry, NHL.
It's called Mikko Rantanen.
Okay, I don't personally know that origami butterflies.
Right now.
But yeah, I mean, NHL and ice hockey stuff in general, they are, you know, big in the news. But personally, I don't really, you know, follow the ice hockey news, so I don't know. Oh, now I can just, you know, get my consumables. Ooh, nice horse saddles. So which one? People, pick one. Shinobi Assassin horse saddle. No artist horse saddle. or poisoner horse saddle? Which one you would say? These are just cosmetics. I don't think I'm ready to spend money on these, but we could really get that saddle, right? But yeah, those indeed ice hockey news, they're all over the place. Actually, one of the NHL players, Mikko Koivu, he has a summer cabin on the very same island that where we live. So technically speaking, he's almost like a neighbor to us, not like literally, but not too far away, to be honest. A little bit shopping here.
Why couldn't you do that interview with Black Goat anymore?
The Black Goat interview and the Goat Moon where people are talking about. I mean, every fucking month, no offense, Pizda, but every fucking month basically someone is asking me, why didn't this Goat Moon interview happen? Because it was promised like 5 years ago. The reason is, in 2021, I think it was 21, not 2020 probably because it was COVID. In 2021, Black Goat and I met at Steel Horde's event, and when I was asking like when we could do this interview, he basically was, you know, backpedaling about it. He was basically saying like he's not, willing to do it. Something made his change his mind. Maybe because Goat Moon has had quite a bit of backlash for things like being an NSBM labeled band and all that stuff. I can only make the guesswork. I don't know his real reasons. Or maybe he just felt like, doing it in English and all that stuff might be just, too much of a challenge. Really, really hard for me to say for sure, but that's what I know, that it was pretty much cancelled by him 4 years ago. So while it was agreed to be, to do already like okay, what is this region? So while it was agreed to be done already a few years ago, he just decided not to do it. So what can I say? Some people just change their minds. This place seems hostile. You mean the rock band with the ex-Entombed guy, that Lucifer you mean? I think I have reviewed some of their stuff, but not for Rauta. I think it was before. Yeah, I mean, I know the band. I have heard at least 3 albums by them. It's just, the kind of a old school 70s kind of a rock. So it's not really my cup of tea, but I mean, I don't like dislike it or hate it or stuff like that. But I don't also like fancy that kind of occult rock, if you will. But yeah, I know the band Lucifer, and there is this certain kind of grooviness.
I think first one is the best. That's the one without Nick.
Oh yeah, he wasn't there in the beginning. It was more or less driven by this.
Right. I met him in Budapest last year in December at night of the Nordic Sun, and he doesn't like being in public.
Oh, feisty. Look how she was dodging all the time. I barely could beat the motherfucker. So yeah, I think Blackcoat basically changed his approach to the whole idea of, doing the interview. I don't know if he has done interviews despite of that, or is it just a video format? Because I know there are plenty of people who are like, yeah, we can do selected interviews, but video is just too much. Like recently I was talking to the Darvaza guy. He was a nice and polite dude, and I asked him like, is there any particular reason why he doesn't want to do interview? And he basically said that he doesn't want to talk about this stuff. Like, why would he? And he reasoned it well. To be honest, it's not. No, it wasn't Björn. Björn is the vocalist. I'm talking about Gianata, the guitarist composer guy. So Björn is not fan of interviews too. I know that much because I know Björn before. I mean, we met already many years ago and befriended one another, but this wasn't, Björn who said it. So Björn is, as far as I can tell, not exactly a fan of interviews either, but this was Gianata who said it, like, he doesn't want to do interviews. But we had otherwise good discussion, and it was like no bad blood. And also there are bands like, say, Behexen, for instance, who are not also in favor of... Okay, now I think I got the attention of this elite, which I don't want to face. I just want his treasures. So, not Behexen nor Darvaza like to do these video interviews, so I get it. If they don't want to do it, then don't do it. That's as simple as that. I'm trying to stay hidden from this mean motherfucker. I don't wanna... Okay, it's coming here anyway. Okay, bye! No way I'm gonna fight the elite guy for no other purpose than just, fighting for the sake of it. So, like I said, there are bands that just don't like, video interviews because there's something that strikes them.
Sorry, didn't know people come here monthly asking this.
No, piece that you couldn't know it, but it was just funny because on Saturday, when I was doing normal Rauta's monthly stream, someone once again asked me, like, hey, when is this? Actually, I'm gonna take this viewpoint, so it's gonna be faster. So someone was already asking on the stream, like, hey, when is Goat Moon Black Goat interview happening? And then one of the regular long-time followers of Rauta channel, who I have actually set up as a moderator on the streams. Yes, piece that you totally, I mean, you're right, technically speaking. So anyway, this long-time follower who is on moderator on my streams he was basically saying this starts to feel like people are just trolling because people are always asking, even though I have answered it multiple times over the years, like will there be this interview, and I always have to disappoint people again and again and again, like no, unless something changes, unless I kind of announce it again, there won't be you know uh, this uh, black goat moon interview. I mean, I learned my lesson the hard way just because I announced it when it was agreed. So many people have been asking, when is Goat Moon? When is Goat Moon? When is Goat Moon? I mean, I totally understand. I cannot blame you people for asking that, but it's kind of in a way, frustrating that I have to tell it again and again and again. Like, no, it's not happening. It's not happening. So it's a shame for sure. I mean, I would have liked to do it, but it's out of my hands, really. There's nothing I can do about it. If a man doesn't want to do an interview, then he doesn't. And
So where is
that's
the interview happening?
Armandic. That's happening when you donate 1,000 euro to Rauta's recreational budget funding. Then it's happening. I mean, we could probably get Goatmoon to do it if people would actually pay for that interview. I'm not saying you should, but I think that's likely how it would be possible if we would just say, okay, you get 1,000 euros.
Interview. Fair enough.
Like if we would just do that, probably we would change his mind. Okay, there are some nasty guards right here. I don't want to mess with these motherfuckers. There's so many ways to deal with people. You either threaten them,
Recreational department budget.
you threaten them, you bribe them, or you brown nose them. That's the usual way you kind of make people do your things. I mean, brown nosing in this case means make people feel important and shit like that. But of course there are certain limits and people are like, fuck you, I won't do the interview even if you bought me a fucking Cadillac. But yeah, never say never. People tend to change their minds. There's some bands that have first said, no, I will not do the interview, and later on they will do an interview. And vice versa. There are bands like just Goat Moon here who have said, no, I'm not going to do an interview. And after a while, they're like, okay, I changed my mind. You're a cool guy and we can do the interview. So sometimes it's all about me not giving it up. It's like me trying to explain the case, like what is this channel all about, and showing them my interviews, like this is my style. If you're,
old-fashioned 6x6 Mercedes code.
yeah, Armandic, you're probably right about it. Yeah, but the thing here is, sometimes artists just are not, confident. Look at this, by the way, these beautiful landscapes. That's what these graphics are. Great and beautiful. But as I was saying, some bands just don't want to do a video interview, and that's the end of story. Beheksen is one of them. I have asked like 3 times. But for example, I think I asked Dimmu Borgir like 2 times. The first one, no. The second one, yes. I think I asked Satyricon maybe twice as well, but they never basically said no first. But my point here is, some bands will just sometimes say no, and then they will say yes. It's basically like asking a girl for a date. Sometimes the girl is gonna like, I'm gonna turn you down. Yeah, Abath I have asked 3 times, in fact, and he was actually he had promised me to do the interview in Oslo at Inferno, like what it was. Okay, maybe we should try to do this assassination target here. So first of all, indeed, Abath had promised. Fuck, now I'm gonna die. No, I didn't. Weird. So Abath had promised to do this interview with me, and I was like, "Yay, great, let's do it." I was told by this representative, agent, manager, whatever it was, tour manager maybe, that right after the show, give him a few minutes, and then we can do it. Just wait by the stairs. So there I go with my camera woman, and I'm like, "Yay, we're gonna do a bad interview, and we're gonna do this about the interview, and we have been promised this one." And actually, my friend plays drums in his band and all. So I was very confident it's gonna take place. I could have this friend of mine as drummer because he's a Finnish guy, young guy, like half Abath's age and all. And I was like, yeah, this is gonna be wonderful. I can talk to Mr. Abath, and we can also talk to this drummer because it would be interesting to hear his story, being how this young Finnish drummer ended up in, playing with one of the most legendary Norwegian black metal guys. After all, he was the immortal guy, the other immortal guy along Demonas. But then I called this manager, texted this manager, like, okay, we're here by the stairs. How soon you think we gonna, how much time we have to wait before the interview is gonna take place? And then I was like, sorry, but Abath is calling it off because he has this headache or something. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So suddenly the interview wasn't happening after all. And I'm like, fuck.
Don't remember if anyone has asked, but which bands are you most waiting to witness this spring and summer?
Tia, okay, now you have to wait. I just managed to get those assholes after me, so I'm gonna distract them for a little bit. And I'm gonna try to find my target here. So either way, as I was about to finish my thing about these bands that are not doing interviews, so sometimes these things happen when you are patient enough. And sometimes they don't. That's pretty much the story. Oh, fuck, these have like fuck, bombs, motherfucker, what are you crazy people? Oh, now I can barely see a thing. Holy shit. Oh no, now I'm gonna get killed. I'm gonna get my ass whooped big time. All these crazy guys at the same time. Okay. I'm out of rations.
You have a higher chance to get an interview from Varg rather than Adam.
Well, Pista, yes, I'm pretty much given up on him because of that. So indeed. Oh man, so many enemies at me at once and shooting at me. I have no rations left. What did I do to make this mess? So, Tia was asking something about like which bands I'm hoping to witness coming fests. Did you, Tia, mean just by Steelfest or this coming festival season in general? Because I guess my answer depends whether we're talking about just about Steelfest or
This season.
oh, this season. Okay, it's gonna be a tricky one because I remember there are some cool bands at Okay, now at least I have rations. So there's some cool bands at Steelfest as well as at the Beyond the Gates. Okay, there's once again this big guy. Fuck, this is complicated.
Would you actually like to interview Louis?
I mean, some people have asked me what we would like. Oh no, okay, I'm gonna get fucked. Sorry, your answers had to wait. So many enemies here. I guess I have to lure them different places. So, people have been asking, like, if you could just interview one artist of your life. I mean, a live one. We don't consider Bathory in this case. So, what it would be? And I'm always like, obviously, it would be either Metallica or, Weakness of Person. Why Metallica? Because I grew up with that stuff. So, obviously, meeting my heroes of the, young times would be my dream come true. I mean, I kid you fucking not. But apart from, that kind of obvious, like Meteor Heroes kind of a thing, I mean, obviously it would be fucking Burzum. If I could, get a Burzum interview, of course it would be the highlight of the whole thing. That's, in my opinion, quite given. But yeah, that's also the most unlikely one to happen. Okay, I'm gonna try to sneak about. Don't come here.
He'd definitely take money for that to happen.
Yeah. And the thing here is obviously because he lives in, France. Going there would be, expensive too.
Don't let your dreams be dreams, bro. When's the Burzum interview happening?
Oh no, this dude was just like, I'm gonna kill your ass. Okay, This motherfucker has way too much health for my liking.
Ask about the Goat Moon interview as well.
No, this is unfair. You don't fucking throw the weapons at me, you motherfucker. Oh no, holy shit. This guy is fierce. Finally. Whoa. That was like some kind of Demon Souls fight. So, yeah, don't let your dreams die. Absolutely on the same page with you with that one. But it's also like, let's be realistic. Like, what are the chances to get some of these interviews done is obviously another thing.
Why would you like an interview with Vikern so much?
Why would I like to interview with Vikern so much? First of all, there are no recent video interviews with the man. So obviously that would be one thing. Of course, he's a living legend. I mean, he's maybe a really, really crazy person. But that makes it all just more fascinating. So obviously these rare and important characters, including, by the way, Demonas and Abath, would be of uttermost importance to me.
He did an interview with a guy who just wrote a book, so I think you have a few chances.
Yeah, I know. He is probably Dale Patterson is probably the only one who had made interview with him. So that was a very, very unique possibility. But you know, video interview is different, obviously. So these two guys are just together. It's fuck hard. How am I gonna kill this motherfucker? Apart from Burzum, obviously people like Dark Throne would be very, very important.
Dale Patterson probably.
No, not again, more dudes. Come on. How come you're suddenly all like a million dudes? Fuck you. Okay, I'm gonna run about. Distract once again from the main target. How come this dude has like endless amount of endless amount of henchmen around him. Yeah, of course I would do a Peste Noir interview as well. Because I mean, why? Okay, once again, I'm out of the fucking health rations. Gotta run a little bit. This has been a pain in the ass mission, to be honest. I should have just left. Yeah, I would, of course. I mean, when people ask, like, would I do this? Would I do that? I always say the same thing. If I had all the time in the world, if I had all the resources in the world, all the money in the world to do that, I would interview each and every band. Why? Because every band has a story to be told. And, I mean, why not? That's the thing. Not necessarily the most interesting bands or the ones with the best music are the ones that make the best interviews. How do I don't know if it's an SBN band, and I don't know, doesn't really matter to me whether it's not. See what happens with the persistence. I managed to fucking kill the dude. Finally. And I didn't even die once. But what's this worth of my time? I don't fucking know. And now I need to leave soon, you know. Well, I guess I got the experience point and all. Alright. But I don't know if it counts as an NSBM band because there's so many different theories, like is that actually BM? Is he an NSBM or is he a crazy nationalist guy? You know, different stories, different theories, and frankly speaking, I don't really care because I'm not myself right-wing leaning dude. I'm not left-wing leaning dude. I'm not that interested in politics, to be honest. And that annoys a lot of people. They kind of want to box me in with some people. But you have a bald head, so you must be right-wing. But you also wear this ball thrower shirt. How can you be right-wing? You must be left-wing. And I'm like, fuck your wings. Yes, Jesus Kung Fu, I agree with that. Famine is famine, and I think part of the charm, you know, with Peste Noir and Famine is that he is this controversial person. And now I will check out my gear before I'm gonna die in that weird place I'm gonna enter next. So I'm gonna, you know, do the save game because I have a gut feeling I will fucking die in that place, even though I managed to kill those extra hard enemies. Okay, almost 12 hours in the game. So let's see what this place is. I mean, this looks very, very dubious place.
He recently posted a story from the gym floor which had the Austrian painter symbol, and he got posted on some fucking Japanese news article.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, this looks like we need some explosive here, and if I didn't mistake, if I saw correctly, yes, there are explosives here. Now the thing here is, how can I pick these? So I need to roll these babies, these explosives, to the place, but it seems I cannot manipulate these objects. Maybe it's a skill I will learn later on. Okay, we'll come back here later. Yeah, sounds like a funny, crazy idea. Okay. My horse is definitely not into this crazy kind of riding. Okay, horse, you go up, go down. I come with you. Yes. Let's go like pals. Um, and now finally we go to this viewpoint thingy. But there are lots of artists I would definitely want to interview, despite of not maybe being musically my kind of thing, because for me it's always about separating the art from the artist, not only in terms of like music, one thing, and the person's opinion is one thing, but it's also like I can enjoy an interview without liking the music, and I can like the music without actually respecting the artist, if that makes sense. And like I've said that bit about my own band, like some people can hate me because I am what I am, but they might actually just understand that the music we are doing with our band is not just made by one guy or representing just one guy's opinions. So it's always more than just one person being the whole band. And even in one solo project, one man bands, uh, there's this difference that the person doing the music and writing the lyrics is not exactly obviously the same thing as the art, because the thing here is art itself is like manifestation of a side or sides of this
What is your
given
favorite
personality.
NSBM band?
Well, I don't really have a favorite NSBM bands because so far I haven't really found any of the NSBM bands to be actually my kind of band musically, and even less so lyrically. Are there sketchy bands which I do like? Yeah, sure, but not so much because they would be like NSBM bands. So I don't really.
Agreed with you. Sometimes the person is even cooler than the band itself.
Yes, Jesus Kung Fu, very much so. There are lots of people who are way cooler than the bands they represent, and that's the beauty of it for me in terms of what kind of a band is cool and what kind of artist is cool. So sometimes the music is quite boring or basic or whatever, but the person behind the music could be like really interesting, fascinating, things like that. And sometimes music is great, but the artist itself is like, go fuck you. You know what I'm talking about. And of course, since we are not, you know, kids anymore, we understand these differences way better than versus what it was. I mean, obviously, when we were teenagers, finding about bands like, say, Dark Throne and all that stuff was like super fascinating because, first of all, we didn't know that the age difference wasn't that great. And even if in some cases it was, like bigger, like I think Vickerness is something like maybe 5 years older than me, but nothing much more than that. So you would find these interesting people fascinating because they are so much older, they have so much more experience. Okay, now I found the Christian church I was looking for. So my point here is, back in the days, you would think that these older guys, say you were like 19 and these guys were like 24, you would think that, wow, they're so much older and they know everything about everything and all that stuff. That would be like, they would be these mystical creatures. And then you would later on, okay, they're just ordinary guys just making unordinary music. Like Dark Throne, for instance, which, is still my all-time favorite black metal band, even though the mysticism of the whole band is like long gone. So I don't know. In many cases, probably the people in cool bands are, in a way, less fascinating than the music if you really like the music. But it can really be both ways, of course. So okay, fuck you, guy. This wasn't my intention, to be honest. But sometimes things happen, get out of hand. So, like I said, sometimes the people in the bands are more interesting than the guys' music, and sometimes it's vice versa. And you really don't know until you have actually met the people. And sometimes those people who you looked up to because they were big and they were making magnificent music and all that stuff might be big letdowns because I don't know, maybe success got into their heads and they became annoying, arrogant people, and you're like, fuck you, I don't want to even, look up to you anymore, and all that blah blah blah. And sometimes it's actually like, hey, this person is still very very grounded and level-headed, and uh, by no means he's some kind of a rock star, despite being famous and all. I'll give you a good example. Frost of Satyricon, very relaxed person and very humble guy, no rockstar mentality whatsoever. Or if he has that, at least he's able to fake it, because he was a really really friendly guy. I mean, I've met him a few occasions now, and always very very polite, friendly, humble, not making a big fuss out of himself. And yet he's probably the most known, most recognized black metal drummer in Norway. So basically, he could, be this arrogant guy and this rock star and blah blah blah. But to me, it's quite different, to be honest. Now, I have also met Satyr over the years, and he's very different. From his, you could get this cocky, arrogant feeling and all that stuff. And some people say not so nice things about him, partially maybe because of his success, not just with Satyricon, but wine business and all. But personally, he has also been polite and non-arrogant to me. But I know his style is very, very different. So some people might really say, have different kind of experience, basically. So to summarize, what I was just saying is that these things are not so black and white.
The worst is when they both make SHT music and they feel superior and extremely arrogant.
Yeah, Jesus Kung Fu, you hit the nail. It's absolutely like that.
Never met Frost, but he always seemed like a chill dude.
Yeah, he is chill dude, and nothing but good things to say about the man, because indeed he has always been this nice and humble guy, and not this bullshit rockstar mentality, like I just said. I don't know why I keep repeating myself so often. Maybe sometimes because I'm actually distracted by the game. But yeah, there are lots of those things that, make you feel kind of happy, that, you're kind of relieved when certain people are not actually being these, rock star dudes, but are actually, chill and nice people. And by nice, I don't mean you have to be a people lover, but I mean just kind of a, people of reason. Okay, this is the character I was looking for. Good timing, because Oh fuck! Because I'm about to leave after this mission. I have to. I have to go to. I have to hit the sack basically. My first thing was like hit it with Tanto. But basically, so far I have met not a zero persons, zero people who have been arrogant motherfuckers. With the interviews, nobody has acted like a dick towards me. So I really can't complain that these people would be assholes. Most are respectable, cool, or nice people. Some are smart too. So there's that.
怒りに任せて我を忘れてしまった。夫を亡くした時、追いやってしまいすまなかった。許せ。お前も新しい家族を探さずにはいられなかったのだな。たとえそれが野良犬どもであっても。許してくれるか、サキちゃん。許すよ。
Have you ever met Pest Noir?
I've only seen Pest Noir live at Steelfest, but I never met the people like personally.
考えてくれたか。世のために戦っておると言うたな。信じよう。ありがたい。ややが味方なら心強い。
Yay, a trophy. Build your league. So, nice amount of experience points and one ally recruited. I guess that's where this game really begins, when you start getting these allies and the mission of vengeance start shaping up. Another couple of missions done. And I think I will just now travel to the hideout and save the game there, because now I really need to get some protein before I go to bed.
Not an annoying baster buggering them with dumb questions. Everyone will be chill with you.
I think that's a very good theory, Jesus Kung Fu, because when it's more like a friendly conversation and not asking the same shitty basic questions time and time again, I think that's a big part of feeling comfortable and, being able to trust with these answers. So I think there is some truth to it. I'm not trying to boast here that I am so great with my questions and all. Obviously, I'm not making such bullshit claims, but at least I try to make it feel that, the conversation is an interesting one, and it's comfortable, and we can still, despite being comfortable and all, we can still talk about some serious topics and make it a meaningful conversation. Like I always say, always and always, but I mean, it's not about me, it's not for me, it's not about them, it's not for them, it's for the audience, the fans, or haters alike. But the point here is,
I get you. Everyone wants to have an equal in a conversation and not participate in a constant Q&A.
yes, exactly, Jesus Kung Fu. It's not supposed to be a fucking interrogation where I'm like some fucking FBI agent. So I'm a firm believer in good conversations, even with the people who you might consider your enemies, people who you don't agree with.
だが次は少々厄介だ。仲間が妙な書状を見つけてね。書状？明智光秀がお前と話したがっとるそうだ。光秀が？信長の家臣では筆頭格だ。むしろあいつの犬だがね。
So all these good things in life basically happened because you had some level of good communication with people. Maybe it was just an eye contact with a lady you ended up marrying, or maybe it was just an important conversation over beers which made you long-lasting friends. But still, the communication is the key, in my opinion. And that's why I'm doing this with streams. That's why I'm talking to you people, because I like to hear your thoughts, your questions, your points about this and that. So, like I said, this is not about me, nor even the artist so much, but it's made for the audience to enjoy.
ああ、罠だね。確かに罠かもしれんが、相手の本意を確かめるなら行くしかあるまい。それでも片野なら。
I think it's the best with Rauta interviews that you actually know about the bands you interview so you can make more balanced questions and see.
Thank you, Tia. That's the idea. I try to understand a little bit of the basics, but of course that's why I'm there to ask the questions. I don't pretend to know much about these bands. So for me, it's always a learning process as well. And sorry, Tia, I never got back to you properly about the bands I wanted to see. But like I said, this year, I think, for example, at Steelfest, for me, some of the highlights are seeing some bands for the first time, which I've never seen before, like, not limited, but just examples like Arcona from Poland, Narmadaron, things like that. Demonzi, Akron, finally. Akron was supposed to be, play in Finland in 2020 at Turku Saatanalla, and that was when the interview was set up, but it didn't happen because the guys fucked up with the flights, and things just basically got cancelled, or more like postponed, because now it's finally happening. And for me personally, seeing bands like Demonzi and Sarcophago and Acheron is very, very interesting. But also I want to see bands like Abzu and Zemiel again, because they were so great the last time. When it comes to Beyond the Gates, where I hope to be, obviously there are some artists which I want to see, like for the first time, like King Diamond. I'm a big fan of Paradise Lost. They're playing there. And then there's some special sets like Helheim doing their best album, in my opinion, the debut album. I know the full set. And so there are lots of interesting bands coming up this whole season. And also Helsinki Metal Festival 2025, which is 1 week after Beyond the Gates. I'm having my birthday there, so it's going to be very fucking special. But there are also cool bands to play, including but not limited to bands like Napalm Death and Marduk. Obviously, I've seen Marduk many times. I've seen Napalm Death, I think, 2 times. But it's been so many years since my previous visit with the band, so yeah, seeing those bands is great, and there's some other good bands too. And out of curiosity, not because I'm a fan, I'm looking forward to see even bands like Canon and Fever, which I kind of consider a very lame band, but I still want to see if it's actually way better than what I'm expecting it to be. So especially at Steelfest, which I want to see, and more at Beyond the Gates, more at Helsinki Metal Fest. So lots of great stuff. And about Temnosaur, I never kind of connected properly with the band, so I don't even know Temnosaur's music that much, so I don't really have a proper opinion about it. And the last question before I go: have I ever been to Eastern European festivals? Unfortunately, I haven't. Part of the problem is that because Rauta is not really making a lot of money, and going to festivals take a lot of money. It's been hard to make budget and time for those festivals, because we have to kind of prioritize the ones that yield us more interesting interview possibilities. But if it's up to me, I will definitely go to Eastern Europe for some cool festivals in the future. But at the moment, we're basically I'm spending all the money we get from YouTube advertisement, and people donating small sums every now and then, or getting from Patreon supporters. I'm always putting that money to the next trips, meaning hotels and festivals. So, for example, now we have some money left, and I've already booked the hotel for Beyond the Gates, and we also need the flights. So at the moment, the money I have on the account, it's all pretty much, invested in the next trip to Norway, early August. But as soon as we get more money in, I'm trying to figure out if there are some festivals later this year. I mean, talking about the end of the year or the very early of 2026. Like, hopefully, I have some plans that there would be possible for me and my camera people to travel to Norway in January, where there are a couple of smaller fests, but nothing is agreed yet. So the only one that is sure for the time being, like 100% sure, is Steelfest, because first of all, that is so near, and accreditation is done. We have the accommodation booked, and of course my own band Nightside is gonna play there. So only Steelfest is 100% sure. Beyond the Gates is about 95% sure, but there are some things which might affect the schedule, and the same things also mean that Helsinki Metal Festival is about 95% sure also. But yeah, I will keep you people updated with the Rauta streams, where we'll announce the news, and of course on Rauta's Discord I will always let you know of the recent changes and all that stuff. But let's hope the more money we will be making in the future, that means the more trips we can do, means the more interviews I can do. So this is not about putting the money on booze and hot chicks. It's just about making more work possible. But of course I relax with the given festivals, and like to do those interviews. So it's a no-brainer for me to put that money we're getting out of the advertisement and all to more interviews. So you are actually doing me a favor when you watch those videos I'm doing, be it reviews, interviews, or opinions or whatever. So because you then have to watch some ads, or maybe you're a YouTube premium subscriber, and that helps the creators even more. So thanks for being the supportive viewers or fans or followers, whatever you want to call yourself. And thanks for watching Rauta, because it's your views and your times with the channel that actually makes this whole work possible. So when you people watch the videos, we get to do more videos. It's really that fucking simple. And now I have unfortunately had to call it a night. As much it would be fun to play a couple of more hours, I still have to go to the work morning, so I have to call it a night. So once again, thank you for being with me on the stream and asking me questions, commenting, and all that stuff. So good night, Brendan. Good night, Jesus Kung Fu. Good night, Tia and the other people. I hope to be back for another stream, but I make no promises because sometimes life gets in the way. But hopefully another stream tomorrow, and more questions, more comments, and more gaming. So off you go, people. Have a good night or good day, and bye-bye.